So I should start by saying that this is just a fun experimental video on something I've always wanted to try, and I'm just taking you guys along with me. In my time collecting vintage Hot Wheels, I've never seen, in books or in real life, a two-tone Spectraflame paint job. I'm sure someone has tried it, but I've never seen it. So with that in mind, I thought we would give it a shot and try out a couple other new ideas I have and just see what happens. Our victim to experiment on will be this Datsun 126X. I chose this car because I feel it will fit the final look I'm going for, but mostly because it has that big yellow windshield and a lot of flat areas that we can see how things are blending together. Since most of you are pretty familiar with how I go about doing this, we'll skip through the first steps pretty fast. I'll take the car apart, remove the paint, sand the surface to remove the oxidation, and then polish to a reasonable shine. I'm going to go for a raw Spectraflame look, so there's no need to go overboard on the polishing. We just need it to be shiny. The first thing I want to try out is applying details before I paint the Spectraflame. In the past, I've always gone from polishing to painting the Spectraflame and then using black on the details. Most vintage Hot Wheels have some part painted black, like the roof or grille. My issue and reason to search out a new way of doing this is due to the fact that Spectraflame paint is very expensive and time consuming to apply. There have been times in the past that I've had a beautiful Spectraflame paint job and then ruined it attempting to paint in the details. So what I want to know is, can I just paint in the details first, get them perfect, and then paint Spectraflame over them? Since Spectraflame paint is transparent, and since black is as dark as you can go, I should be able to paint over the black and not change it, or at least that's my hope. So I've gone ahead and painted in the details on this car. My favorite method for doing this is to paint the areas I want to detail, in this case the recessed surfaces, and then use my fingers to remove the paint on the raised surfaces. This trick makes filling in the recesses a breeze and is much easier than painting them in with a brush. The best part is, since the car doesn't have anything else on it, I can mess around with the paint until I get the result that I want, and then not worry about destroying an expensive paint job. Painting the car two-tone is simple. I started with yellow and painted the front, and then switched to red and painted the back. To get the proper blending, I kept the bottom and top together. I did make one mistake. The airbrush spit a couple of small drops of red onto the car. These would be enough to cause me to start over on a normal car, but since this is just a test car and the drops are mostly on the bottom, I'll just leave them. No big deal. So I'm very pleased with both tests. First, the black still looks black. It didn't turn a shade yellow or red. So that means in the future I can go ahead and paint in the details first and then add Spectraflame later. Second, you can make a two-tone Spectraflame car. I even got a little bit of orange where the two colors overlapped. I'm very pleased with the results and can see some fun applications in the future. In fact, I like the look enough that I decided to go ahead and finish out the car. I added some new wheels. These are just standard Hot Wheels wheels. Yeah, I know it's a Matchbox car, but Matchbox has been a little thin lately, and I just could not bring myself to crack open another Matchbox car not knowing if I would ever find it again. Plus, these really ended up looking good to me. I removed all the scratches in the windshield, see my previous video on how that was done, and last I dropped on the top. I have to be honest, I'm a sucker for these wedge-shaped cars. A child of the 80s when the Countach and the Vector were all the rage. The yellow windshield seems to work well with the two colors, or at least in my opinion it does. I'm planning on trying this again with another car, and then clear coating at the end to see if the blending becomes more pronounced. When you spray clear coat on Spectraflame, it dissolves and then thins the paint, making the paint more transparent, and I think it may cause the two colors to mix in interesting ways. So be on the lookout for that video. If you have any other cool ideas for a two-tone Spectraflame car, then please leave them below. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little experiment, and oh yeah, if you noticed that I drilled through the hood of this car, then please comment below. Be honest now. Yeah, I drilled right through the hood, and then did some light patching to hide it. Once again, this is a test car, so there was no need to dump it and start all over with a new car. I know a lot of you guys have super keen eyes when it comes to these details, so if you did honestly wonder if I had drilled through the hood of this car, then please let me know below. Anyway, thanks for watching and liking, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye bye.